Sometimes you just want to look like a battle witch, ready to slay a little bit. I've been called Sexy Mother Goose once or twice. As a kid, I grew up reading fantasy, loving it so much, and always wanting to be that strong character. Normally the guy main character, warrior with a sword. Reading high fantasy like Lord of the Rings, being like, oh, I want to be Aragorn though. I always want my looks to give the wearer that sense of power. It started when I really fell in love with early 2000s Japanese fashion, but couldn't get my hands on anything. Nothing was in my size anyway, so I just started sewing things myself. My first love was 18th century Baroque, Rococo, Marie Antoinette, all of that. I've since started incorporating more late medieval and Renaissance aspects. I really like the full skirts. They allow people to reclaim their physical space. No one can get that close to me on the subway if I'm wearing a huge petticoat. People are attracted to historical styles or fantasy style clothing, especially in our current climate. It's really about escapism. There's a lot of romanticism involved in styles inspired by history. I started making the witch hats for fun. I make these, I call them halo hats because they're wider than your shoulders most of the time. Flat top, really wide brim. I was like, Halloween is coming up. Let me just see if I can block this shape into a witch hat. Who doesn't want a really beautiful witch hat? I had friends ask for them, and then I had friends of friends ask for them. Then I started selling them on my web shop. Witches are powerful. They've always been that thing that strikes fear into the hearts of men. Think of Salem, what was it? But people getting afraid of women who had maybe some more knowledge in one way or another. That's something that's always been threatening. I try to avoid costumey elements, things that look unusual to a modern eye. I like to incorporate different elements from different time periods, so I'll take the point at the back of a bodice from an 18th century style, and then I'll incorporate a sleeve from, say, a 14th century style, and just mash them together on a bodice that's something I've draped myself. Reclaiming traditionally feminine things like lace and bows and ribbons is super important to me. Those things are always considered weak and flimsy, and I want to turn them into something that's powerful. I feel like my truest self wearing them, so I feel much more self-confident than I would just running around in a t-shirt and jeans. Wearing one of my own pieces always feels to me almost like I'm wearing armor.